Do you know if you're gonna start the meeting or come in the
I'm-
middle? Or?
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to start the meeting.
Gotcha. So I'm going to, well, first we'll just test this just for fun. I have to come up and start sharing so it goes up there.
Okay.
But it just takes like 30 seconds.
And then will I have a clicker or something
Yes,
that I
you
can
will,
use?
right here.
Because I'd rather stand in front
We're
if I
going
can.
to test everything right now.
Okay. You're the best.
No,
I
you're
wish
the
I had
best.
you everywhere I went.
It's all good. Okay, so that's working. So let's make sure the clicker's working. Now let's just do a really surreptitious, quick test here by doing.
Now, are you in the Rotary or do you come with the building?
No, I come with the building.
Oh, that's I wish I had a mark everywhere I went.
It's all good. So we're gonna share. Oh wait, I got a meet. I'll be right back. I'll be
Okay.
right back in 1 second.
Sounds good.
That's okay. Sorry, I didn't know. I apologize. I didn't get to talk to Pam this week, so I didn't know we were going to do this. So I'm just behind a little bit, but we're going to get there.
Okay.
We have no problems whatsoever. We've done this many a time. And so much better. All right, there we go. So now, minimize that, and that. Make this bigger. Now, excuse me again. Share screen. There we go. Screen one. Share the sound. Go. Now we're just going to very briefly go over here. And slideshow from beginning and go.
I do not need my notes to be showing.
Yes, that's a thing, isn't it? So that's a problem. So let me see here. We want it to be, how would we do this for Zoom? I think we're going to stop the share right now. And this should be, let's go this. This is fun. I won't bore you with the technical details, but maybe if we get time, we'll talk about it. But right now, go. Oh, wait, stop sharing. That's good. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Try this. Start this. And then slideshow from the beginning.
Boom.
There we go. Let's just real quick check that, and then I'll get it back off the screen.
Okay, perfect.
So so we're going to We're gonna stop sharing. Thank you for being patient. Quit. Quit. No, now it's.
Oh, why?
Ooh, I don't like it at all. I'll just pause up here and get right back. Thank you.
Test, 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 test.
Whatever they need it for. It's the way they're falling.
Test, test.
I think Brian and I recall that.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Anne, invocation. Oh, okay. All right, well, the normal course from my memory is that the person who is hosting the guest does the invocation, but I know I've goofed that up in the past. So here we are, Lord. We are so thankful to be here on a Friday morning, and we pray your blessing over our time together in this fellowship. Give us the skills, the time, the talent to serve the world and change lives, to daily put on service above self and make the world a better place. Amen. All righty. Welcome everyone, happy Friday. I'm so glad you are here today and ready to join with us for another wonderful morning at Livingston Sunrise Rotary Club. My name's Jamie Nicholson. I am the president, in case you're watching from Brazil or somewhere. And today we are going to first see if we have any visiting Rotarians. If you are a visiting Rotarian, raise your hand. If you are a Rotarian who's been MIA for a while, Jeff Street. Can Jeff Street please wait? Look, everybody look that way at Jeff Street. Give him a round of applause. It's been a while, but we're glad you're back, Jeff. And next, do we have any visitors here? Okay, we do want to also thank Candy Hovarder for helping us with the catering arrangement, Meals on Wheels. We're excited about that new part of our meetups today. Yes, I heard at least one person looking forward to that this morning. And we are going to move right into announcements. So John Scotta, would you please come forward and tell us about service projects? And I'd like to remind John and everyone else here about the microphone. This is very important so that as people are watching on Facebook Live and also on Zoom, hi Jim, hi Janine.
Morning.
That they hear us well. And John has this amazing deep voice, but you have to make sure this microphone is here so we can hear your voice, please, okay? Yes. And if you see me out here, Peggy, where are you? Remember last week, Peggy, when I kept standing up and doing this to Todd Trainer? I might be giving you motions in the back saying, move that microphone. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Okay, so just a couple of things. Tomorrow we are going to have a little Habitat for Humanity project going on from 10 until 4, or whatever time that you can give. We got a couple people that had some things come up, so if we can get some extra help, that would be great. I know this is a tough time of year because everybody's kind of doing vacations and stuff, but if you can make it out, that would be great. You don't have to have construction experience or anything like that. Just kind of show up and be supportive and maybe get wet tomorrow. Not sure. But if it gets rained out, I'll let you know. We've also got Mary St. Pierre, who's going to help me coordinate the Gleaners Food Bank. They're going to start to schedule days for opening up. They're going to need some help stocking shelves and stuff like that. So Mary St. Pierre's got the list that everybody signed up on, and she's going to probably reach out to us in some way or another to let us know what's going on with that and when we can do that. Normally it's Saturdays from 9 until 12, but I think there's going to be some opportunities during the week. So if you're interested, let me know, or you can reach out to Mary St. Pierre for the Gleaners. And then also we've got opportunities at the Victory Garden for Gleaners, which is over by NC Brighton Machine or whatever it's called, off of Whitmore Lake Road, which is kind of like the road right along US 23 on the west side. So that's all I got today. I do want to just say that last night's event for Brenda was awesome. I'm sure we'll probably talk a little bit more about that today, but I had a great time bartending. It was great. Thanks, everyone.
Did he do a great job or what? Okay, people on Zoom, Jim and Janine, did you hear John all right?
Yes, fine.
See? Okay, be like John. And did you ever sing with Alabama, that group that does country music? Play me. Okay. So, when I say Team Rotary, you say?
Go.
Let's try that again, and I'll put the microphone. When I say Team Rotary, you say?
Go.
But don't talk with your mouth full. I saw some people. Yeah, thank you. Last week, you saw some very colorful and artistic sign-up sheets for different types of activities like cycle, golf, swim, and walk. I don't think run. Oh, triathlon was on there. Maybe walk. And dancing. Thank you, Janet, for that reminder. So I'm going to pass these around, and if you are interested in any of those activities, whether it's an event, which is listed on here, or just for fun, put your name on this sheet. The golf one disappeared. Harvey, did you take that one? Okay. I know that Mark Robinson announced a golf outing for LCCA to benefit LCCA. I know you just took a bite, so are you ready to talk? Okay, just 1 second. And this is all part of Team Rotary Go. Get off your fanny and get out and do something fun for charity.
The Livingston County Community Alliance, the golf outing is Saturday, August 7th. I've got information. They're also selling, we're still looking for teams, and we're selling raffle tickets with some nice prizes. I've got the tickets with me today. If anyone wants to catch me after the meeting, I'll gladly sell you some. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Zoomers, did you hear Mark really well?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous. See how well we're doing here? Now, I have a quick announcement about our tech needs, and Dr. Janet Burns, after I make my announcement, you're going to be up, okay? All right. So a few weeks ago, I announced that our club needs people, at least 2, maybe 3, to help do the technology that we have access to here at LESA so that our members like Janine and Jim, and by the way, there are 4 people you can see on the bottom right-hand corner who are joining us via Zoom. Mark, wave your hand back there. No, yeah, Mark. There's Ryan too, he was here last week. Mark and Ryan come in on their day off so that they can serve our club. And we want them to be relieved of that duty and members of our club to take over. So we need a couple people to take the responsibility for that. And it basically involves using the iPad, watching over things, right, Mark? Yeah, you don't have to have a degree in computer science to do this job. So, is there anyone here right now, this is how we do things in our club, raise your hand if you could be that person, maybe not every week, but sometimes over the next year, that you could help out with the iPad for this technology. Anyone? Thank you, Mike O'Brien. Ann Rennie can do it if someone will hold her phone, right, for the Facebook Live. So thank you too, and the rest of you, if you would please consider that, I'd appreciate it. And we will be talking to the rest of you out in Zoom land by email and other ways to get some help for that important responsibility. Okay, at this time, I'd like to introduce our very own Dr. Janet Burns. Janet is the club secretary for this season, and she is going to give us the 30-second moment to tell us a little bit about what it means to make up your attendance.
Good morning, everybody. 30 seconds. So the biggest thing to remember is for makeups, the makeups should be at least an hour in length, and it also has to be a Rotary-sponsored activity or an event that you're attending. So once you do that, I need to send that information to me so I'm able to put that into your profile for attendance. If you are chairing an event and you've got a group of people working with you, I'm preparing to put a form online on the website that you can download and put the people that are doing that event with you and give that information back to me. I need to know what the event is, the description of the event, and the amount of time that you spent there, and I'll take care of the rest for you. The key thing to remember is 2 weeks. I'd like to have that information back to me. Thank you.
Nice, that was 40 seconds, but we'll let it slide, Janet. All right, at this time, I would like to invite Tim Williams to share with us a little bit about our foundation. Yes, you may.
Can I do it seated? Okay. So when you hear Team Rotary and you see me, you say slow. Team Rotary slow. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, and if you know the answer to this one, don't blurt it out or you'll spoil it. Does everybody know how copper wire was invented? 2 attorneys fighting over a penny. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. For many years, the club acted like a service club and a charitable organization. So those functions were combined. And quite a few years ago, Jim Gilmore, who, in my opinion, deserves a tremendous amount of credit for making this club what it is today, was very familiar with what other clubs were doing, and he discovered some other clubs had split the club and the charitable activities into a foundation. So we have done that under Jim's leadership. Long ago, had gotten IRS approval, which was like fighting with a Cape Buffalo, but anyways, we did it. And we have the highest charitable status of any foundation. So we're called a public foundation. And what that means is that companies and individuals can deduct the maximum amount of charitable contribution to our foundation. The club and the foundation each have their own corporate articles of incorporation and bylaws. And the two organizations are subject to very different legal rules under Michigan law and federal law, and each has their own budget. So the foundation makes grants, funds charitable projects, and provides scholarships. So our guiding principles are as follows. We increase Rotary's impact in the community through Rotary programs, effective community projects, and volunteer service. We achieve success by building relationships and fostering community partnerships. We engage members with a participant-centered approach that delivers value, and we build a culture of innovation and adaptation to changing needs. So our focus areas are to support youth, to fight hunger, and increase literacy. And so if you were to go back in our history and look at our endeavors and our activities in terms of supporting the club, the community, and the world through medical mission trips, you would see those reflected. We strengthen community and promote peace through international projects. The 2021 year, as you might imagine, and by the way, our fiscal year is different from the club. The club's fiscal year is June 1st to July 30. The foundation's fiscal year is October 1 to September 30. So as you can imagine, we didn't have Midnight in the Tropics in 2020, and that is our primary source of funding for supporting the club in its endeavors in helping to change lives. So our treasury is quite diminished. But despite that, we narrowed our focus knowing that we had to spend our dollars where they would have the most impact and the most immediacy. So this is what we concentrate on, and we're still doing this through the end of September. Empower youth to stay on track to lead healthy and successful lives, heal families in crisis, and support individuals in recovery from addiction, abuse, and incarceration. Let me just take a minute. Some of you may already know this, but let me just take a minute to introduce you to the foundation board members. It's Donna Geringer, Steve Granow, Mike Murphy, George Watts, Jim Waters, Jim Gilmore, Jenny Geringer Nash, and Tom Archer. Our two representatives from the club board are Penny Murphy and Diane McCormick. So if you wouldn't mind, just take a minute and recognize them, would you please? Thank you. They work behind the scenes. You don't see their work, but some of it's quite challenging and controversial, so just know that. That's all I got to say. If you have any questions, can I take questions, Jamie? Okay, great. Yes.
So when can we start looking for possible beneficiaries?
So what I'm going to do, which is not going to be fun, is I'm going to send an email to all club board members, and I would ask club members too, if they have ideas, to send them to me on how we select beneficiaries of Midnight in the Tropics. Because in the past, although we've tried to do the best we could, we can do better, John, and you probably know that. So I'm going to do that soon. We then have a board meeting coming up on September 24th, if that'll fit within your schedule, in person, where I would hope we would finalize this. Does that work for you? Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Let's give Tim a round of applause. And just a quick word to our Facebook viewers. We are working hard to make this broadcast. Let's give a round of applause for Ann. She really tries to get it so that it's vertical, etc. And lastly, cleanup. If you can give us a few minutes of your time after the meeting today to help roll up all of these banners, then we would appreciate your help. On to our fine sheriff, Mike Leninger.
Grr. All right, we're going to do mic check today. Mike. Okay, we got mics. I'm going to start with the fine folks at home because we forgot them last week. So, Janine Dufault, do you have any happy dollars?
Sure. Come and get them.
That's it. All right, Jim Gilmore with Vena Dental Clinic. That's a nice looking building behind you. What is that? Is that your mansion?
I'm sitting out in the middle of Grand River, as you can see, dodging traffic. No, we've got a Victors for Veterans appreciation picnic today, celebrating our 1 year of providing some special dental services to veterans in a 7-county area. And so I've got to get ready for that today. And so I was unable to make it out there. And I got to say something about Tim Williams. If you don't have as much fun as we make of attorneys, and I've got an attorney joke, but it's a little longer and I'll save it for another time.
Your cat.
Yeah, but if you don't have a dedicated attorney who knows what they're doing with that IRS paperwork, then don't bother to try to do that 501c3 work. And though I had the goofy idea, I happened upon a man, Tim's skill and perseverance, who could deal with the IRS. All I did was sign 34 times on a bunch of forms. Tim did all the legwork, and I think you need to give him a round of applause for this foundation that we've been able to set up. So thank you.
All right, Miss Ann Rennie, do you have anything to say today? I'll loan you $1. Oh, you'll catch me after. All right, we're going to go over here to John Scotta. John Scotta, what do you have to say?
Have a great weekend.
He said, have a great weekend in his bass voice. $2. Candy.
Good morning. Thanks for coming, and I hope you liked breakfast. I'm willing to take suggestions, and please take anything that you want that's still hot, because I can't take it back. Okay?
Woohoo! Dr. Burns.
I already said good morning. Have a great weekend.
There is a doctor in the house. Harvey.
Good morning, everybody. Here's my money. That's it.
Luann, now I know you do not read the bulletin, because in the bulletin you were a designated greeter today.
Hey, I've never actually made it.
I'm just a little late, so hello, everybody. All right, this is a 5. Party last night was great. Brenda organized it and did a fantastic job, and she's going to bring such energy to this district. It's really great. And Jeff, to you, glad you're back, and you're playing an awesome guitar.
Why, thanks. He plays guitar. Electric or slide or what?
Hi, everyone, and I'll be up north next weekend, so.
Woo!
Happy Friday. Going to help see Jim here in a little bit, move some tables, and I got to find myself because I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks.
Ooh.
Thank you. Madam President, I know it's like everything happens all at once. Could you sing the national anthem for us while we're waiting? I got a $1 bill I can share you.
That was fun, not knowing I was going to be singing last night, but hey, what the heck? I'll start the national anthem for everybody. Not right now, no.
Woohoo! Right over here to Miss Huntley.
Haven't been here in a while. Happy Friday, everybody.
Nice to see you there. The fine sheriff's wife.
I'm happy to see Jeff Street here, and I don't have to buy or sell a house to see him.
And a fine sheriff.
Life is good. August 6th, blood drive at Chilson Hills, and Buck for a nice party last night.
Mr. James Wata.
Oh, the garden coming along great. We're pulling all kinds of stuff out of there. Marcy and I are there at least twice, maybe 3 times a week to pull it all out. And probably 80% of it's going to gleaners now. So.
Could you bring 10% for us next week just to see what the bountiful harvest looks like?
Hey, I want to let everybody know, and we'll probably get rained out today again, but it's kind of a fun thing. Women United from Livingston County United Way, we're doing reading trails throughout the county, if you've seen them, and we've developed a mobile one. So we're supposed to be at Pinckney's food truck thing this afternoon. We'll see. It might be rained out, but it's a cool thing.
I'm glad to see the wonderful breakfast this morning. Livingston County Catholic Charities has used Livingston Senior Nutrition for several years for catering, and they do a wonderful job. So, Candy, great.
I hesitate to give Tim the microphone, but we're going to put it up to his mouth anyway.
You know, we get paid by the portion of an hour, so I could talk indefinitely and buy a Caribbean island.
For $1.
Yeah, here's my $1. I had all 8 of my grandchildren with me last week, and it was the best thing ever. 6 granddaughters and 2 grandsons. It was wonderful.
Nice glasses, by the way. Are those new?
These are readers that got cataract surgery, and I hate them. So,
All right, got it. Mr. Jaffrey, a man of few words. You said?
Good morning.
Thank you very much. You, sir.
Hello.
Another lawyer.
Yeah. I'm just glad to have all this food here, and the people that prepare that for us, we're always hungry. So.
Happy Friday.
Ms. Abby?
Happy Friday.
Sergeant?
Shameless plug. Vet Fest is August 7th, and it's at the Fowlerville Fairgrounds.
What is that? The Vet Fest?
Vet Fest. It's the biggest vet gathering, and it provides all sorts of camaraderie and resources. And I want to say 3,000 vets are expected.
What's the date again?
August 7th,
What time?
11 to 3.
That's a Saturday, right?
Correct.
All right.
Great party last night, and thank you so much for the food.
Good morning.
Grab your money.
Yeah, here's a 5. Happy.
It's a 10 on the floor. It's mine.
Wow, Jeff's shoes are amazing. I wanted to thank Jamie for starting out the Star Spangled Banner at an alto level so I could sing. Yeah, so everyone could sing along. And I also want to thank Jamie and her husband for waiting for me while I was caught in the Bermuda Triangle in Trout Lake. I made it out.
Very good. We'll have to hear that story later on. Over to the final table, and I think we're doing okay on time. Wait, who's this gentleman here? Please do not show his face on the camera. You know, Mr. George, you know, what happens is that if you have an unlisted number, you have to pay extra. So if you don't want your face in the bulletin, you have to pay extra.
Okay, but we need to put you got to wear these socks with those shoes, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, that'll go.
Diane McCormick.
I'm just happy. Happy Friday. Welcome back, Jen.
Woohoo! Connie Conklin working hard.
I missed some meetings, so there's some extra. I'm headed to Saugatuck, so that's my happy place.
Oh, very nice. And finally, last but not least,
I'm happy to be here today.
she is happy. Oh, all right, we're going to get you last. Ann.
I am finding myself for not having an invocation for this morning.
That's all right. Jamie does not know the order. It's supposed to be the last word, final thought, and then somebody else does the invocation. $1.
All right, so I'm going to be a grandpa on August 13th. Give or take a week or two. So, you never know, it could be any day.
All right. I'm fine. I'm the fine sheriff. Goodbye.
Thank you, Michael. Nice work on the fine sheriff duties, moving quickly, getting through our people. And it's the whole presidency thing. Where's our Patty? Yep. I mean, we are in transition, right? This is Jamie's presidency, transitioning from Patty's presidency. We'll get the whole invocation thing down, no problemo. So no worries. And for our Zoom participants, again, thank you, Krista, for your input in terms of how things are going. Anyone else who wants to say something about the presentation, thinks it's great, has a question, please make your comments on the Facebook feed there for our live broadcast. So at this time, I have one more thing I thought of. Service project. The dance project has a dance tonight. There are little cards on your tables. If you can come out for a couple hours and help with setup or cleanup or refreshments or decorations or registration or be a chaperone, we would welcome your presence there. Anne, are you prepared to introduce? Okay.
I got one of my 3 tasks solidly ready. So it's my privilege and honor to introduce Liz Welch. She's a Community Investments Director at United Way. She's born and raised right here in the county. Her family all actually is pretty close still, so we get to see a lot of them. But she lives in Brighton with her husband, her 2 children, and their dog. She graduated from Grand Valley State, and she is a fellow Rotarian from our Howell Rotary. She is well known in the community, and many of you, people always say she's so familiar, and it's because she's worked at the Howell Nature Center, Salvation Army, the Gleaners Food Bank, and now we get to keep her at United Way. So it's my honor and privilege to introduce Liz Welch.
Thank you. And I will pause for a moment to let Mark get up here and work his tech magic, which everyone needs a Mark in their life. I just want to say I'm deeply appreciative to not be having to worry about that piece. Yay, Mark. Oh my gosh, can I tell you I read that this morning and I teared up in my car and I sent it to my mommy. See, Mom, I'm not a failure. Jamie thinks I'm great. So good morning and thank you for having me here. I'm excited to represent the United Way to talk to you a little bit about our 2021 ALICE report. So ALICE, just to frame it up for you, it stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained Employed, and it's sort of a grassroots movement and some research that's being done all across the country, really, but United Way kind of commissioned this research to basically talk about a demographic of our community that falls above federal poverty level, but does not quite reach the level of self-sufficiency. And so I just wanted to share that in the state of Michigan, in the 2021 ALICE report, we had 13% of the state of Michigan lives below the federal poverty level. And in the ALICE bracket, those folks above federal poverty but below self-sufficiency, it's about 25%. So let's bring it home, though, to Livingston County. We have 19% are in the ALICE population and 5% are in poverty. And I just thought it would be a good thing to mention right now. These are pre-COVID numbers. So we're gonna see in 2 more years, because there is a data lag on this report, we're gonna see some really interesting stuff about what we're going through right now and in the next year or so. But what does that mean? It means that 1 in 4 Livingston County people is not always able to meet all their household needs. So when you're standing in that long line at Meijer, and there's 4 or 5 of you in that line, 1 person at least is struggling to meet their basic household budget. So I wanted to pull up really quickly, the cool feature of ALICE is that you can go to the ALICE Research Center and you can pull up a survival budget. And that covers all basic household expenses that a person would need to live, but it's for our county's cost of living. And you know, like if you live in San Diego or if you live in Dubuque, the cost of living is different. And if you live in Livingston County, the cost of living is different. So this is an actual survival budget based on different household demographics. So you could even plug in like a client that you're serving to sort of see what they would need to make to reach that self-sufficiency level or, you know, to be in that ALICE bracket. So single adult, you can see the amount. Single senior costs a little more, maybe paying for some healthcare related stuff, maybe some medications. Family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 children with a very specific demographic, because even, okay, if you think about children, if you think about when there were like wee babies in your household and you have to go away to work, the cost for daycare for a wee baby is different than the cost for aftercare for a kid that probably could have gone home alone if you really felt comfortable with it. And it's very different than if you have two kids who are like driving and totally self-sufficient and have their own jobs. So the cool thing is if you actually go to the Alice Research Center, you could plug in whatever you want and see what it would cost to actually live in Livingston County. And then I wanted to put here and benchmark federal poverty level so you can see kind of the difference between the two. So if you're making $12,880 or less, you are considered to be below the federal poverty level. And that family of four, you can see there's a big difference there too. Bring this up because Alice survival budgets include just that, surviving. Housing, transportation, healthcare, food, the basics. It doesn't include things like a future focus, doesn't include things like saving for college or putting some money into savings. So the issue with Alice, right, is that as you're in poverty and you're trying to build out of poverty, you kind of claw your way out to a better level of income or a better situation, and then you find yourself in this gray zone. Below federal poverty, you qualify for a lot of social support programs that can help you when you get into trouble or when a crisis occurs. So like if you need food, you can get help when you're below the federal poverty level or at some percentage of it. But as you start to make improvements, Alice families actually find themselves in this gray zone where they're now no longer eligible for a variety of social supports that were based on federal poverty level, but they also are not self-sufficient according to the community that they live in. So, talk a little bit more about that. I want to just talk for a second about Head Start. You guys familiar with Head Start? I know a few of you are. So Head Start programs promote school readiness of infants, toddlers, and preschool-age kids from low-income families. They're available at no cost in Livingston County to families of 3 and 4-year-olds, right? So lots of families send their kids to Head Start to give them a good launch into their educational career. And also, to be perfectly honest, it can be a form of free daycare for families as well. So here's the problem. If you make more than $26,500 in the family of 4 that I've chosen, you are no longer eligible for free Head Start. So as you get your income a little higher, now you can't get that help. So SNAP eligibility. You might know SNAP as food assistance or EBT or food stamps, depending on when you knew about it. Poverty level is the measure. 130% of poverty level is the measure. So for that family of 4, if they make more than $34,450, they can't get SNAP. So if they get into a little bit of trouble and have a sudden food insecurity issue in their household, they cannot get SNAP. So they would have to maybe go to Gleaners or hit up one of the food banks. But that really easy to do, EBT card where you can go and shop regularly like you would any other time, that's not going to be available to those families as they rise above that poverty level. Healthy Michigan, just another healthcare access issue. It's coverage for individuals 19 to 64. They don't qualify for Medicare. So it's 133% of poverty level. So if your family of 4 makes more than $35,245, you're no longer eligible for that program, but you don't have the coverage and you don't have enough money to pay out of pocket. So it can be a real struggle. It's just a real issue where you might hear clients or community members or your family or friends saying, I am working so hard to get ahead, and I just feel like every time I feel like I'm making some progress, something's happening and I just can't get there. And this is why. They're above poverty level, so there aren't a lot of supports available, but they're not yet at self-sufficiency. It's as easy as that. So, anybody ever have a life crisis? Everyone has a life crisis. And that is cushioned by your savings, by your ability to get credit and borrow for future needs. Alice families don't always qualify for that. So I wanted to look at a real monthly survival budget for this county. And this is that family of 4 again. So you can see each line item that they have to spend in all the different categories that make up a household budget. Housing, childcare, food, transportation, healthcare, technology, taxes, and there's miscellaneous. And you might be like, whoa, what's miscellaneous? There's a little bit of a percentage baked in there in case, say, something weird happens like the price of gas shoots up or suddenly your daycare cost increases. So that's baking in a little bit of help if things become unstable. Now, below the line, I've indicated the monthly total that household has to make from all income, the annual total that household must make just to meet the survival budget. Remember, not saving for college, nothing in savings, nothing for retirement, just to live. And they have to make an hourly wage from all sources of income of at least $29.72. So if you could imagine like a household could have multiple sources of income, could be a couple part-time jobs, could be some member of the family is the major breadwinner and they have the job and someone else does caring things in the household. However, in whatever way they distribute that, if they don't make a minimum of $29.72 per hour full-time, they're not gonna be able to live. Now, I wanna just really drill quickly into some very specifics. So you're probably aware that St. Joseph's Mercy Healthcare System and the health department have been working on some community needs assessment work. And St. Joseph's Mercy's healthcare work has already been completed. I think the health department got sidetracked by a little thing called COVID. St. Joseph's Mercy identified their 4 key issues for the next 3 years in our community as being access to care, behavioral care, or behavioral health, food insecurity or food security issues, and transportation. So I just wanted to think about the context of what we are recognizing as issues our community is struggling with and how that would affect a person on an ALICE budget. So if you look at the healthcare line, $569 a month. That would include for your family premiums, copays, out-of-pocket costs, any behavioral health medicines, counseling, therapy, any like rigid, durable goods like a cast or crutches. So that's how much that this particular family of 4 can spend on those. That includes behavioral health, dental health, healthcare in general. $569 for 4 people. I cringe when I look at that because I know what I spent this month on healthcare in my family of 4. Food access. So this family can pay $955 a month for food. And I don't know about you guys, but when I looked at that, I thought, that's a lot of money for a month for food. But then I benchmarked what I spend a month for food. And this is actually based on the My Plate has some budgets that they figure. This is the thrifty budget, which is the least you're gonna spend. And it includes a lot of shelf-stable things, a lot of grains and things like carbs and things that people don't necessarily always like to eat. And it includes a lot of stuff like canned and boxed goods. Doesn't always include a lot of lean meats, a lot of proteins, a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, because that would, in this county particularly, drive that cost way higher. And it also, I just want to mention, back to that slide, I just want to mention too that this assumes that you can meal plan, cook what you actually planned, and not waste anything. And if you're a person who can do that, I would like to have a talk with you about life coaching me, please. It's not easy, right? No brown bananas on the shelf, no mystery leftovers in the fridge, because you have to eat everything you buy or else your cost is going up. Transportation is $929, and I'll just share that this includes like your lease, payments, repairs, gas, oil, maintenance, fees, services, and also if you use public transportation where that's viable, that's all rolled into one for a family of 4. Now, I talked about money and dollars and how much things cost, but like, who is Alice? Alice is home health care workers. Alice is child care workers. Alice is the people who fixes our car, work in our grocery stores, serve our dinners. Alice is your friends, your family, your neighbors, your employees, the people you go to church with. And what's interesting when you look at the survival budget, I want to talk for a minute about, and I'm going to grab my notes here so I make sure I say the right percentages. So according to the Michigan ALICE report, 70% of our infrastructure jobs paid less than $20 an hour. And 63% of our nurturing jobs, healthcare, education, caregiving, paid less than $20 an hour. So I just want to pose a question to you. If I was the breadwinner in my home and I was in one of these jobs that we called essential during COVID, can I make it? No, I cannot. So let me show you side by side. This on the right-hand side, that was the budget we were already looking at for a few minutes. On the right-hand side here is a person who makes $20 an hour and is trying to support their family on that. Guess what? Not happening here. You're gonna be about $19,000 short. So that's why moms aren't stay-at-home moms anymore. That's why people have a part-time job and a side hustle. Because in this community, as the cost of living rose, as it will, wages remained relatively stagnant. That's why a lot of you commute out of the county to go to work. Right? Because you can make up to 40% more doing some of the same jobs if you just go away from Livingston County. So that's why it is the way it is. All right, I want to play a little empathy game with you here. If you are not good at mental math and you don't have a pen or your phone handy, I did put little pieces of paper and little golf pencils in the middle of your table. So what I would like to do is just walk you through a quick survival exercise. You're going to be an Alice family right now. And I'm going to make this really easy, and don't come at me saying this is not technological or scientific. I know it's not. But I just want to pose to you some of the life concerns that Alice families have to go through. So when you're confronted with a decision, you're going to make the decision that's best for your family. What Sheriff Murphy is going to do is definitely not the same as what Connie Conklin's going to do. You have your own agendas, your own priorities, your own concerns. But I want you to write 20 at the top. You have 20 points, and that's going to represent your income, right? Not super scientific, but you get the idea. Now, there is going to be no trickery to the questions. You are going to know that if you answer A, you're taking away 1 point. So just put your little key in here in your mind or right in the corner. If you answer B, you're taking away 2 points. And if you answer C, you're taking away 3 points. So I'm not trying to trick you, because the obvious costs long-term to making certain decisions, they're right there. But you might have no choice. So I want you to just go ahead and, there's no trickery, but it might be long-term versus short-term gains. So, who are you? I'm going to pretend that each one of you are the head of household. You are married, so you have a spouse. You have 2 daughters, aged 8 and 4. You're also caring for an aging parent who lives with you. And the reason you're caring for the aging parent is they were not safe in their home any longer. So you could not leave mom in her house. She was fallen, she was getting hurt. You were worrying about her health and safety. So I'm going to take you through some questions, and you're going to decide what your family is going to do. Okay? You got to have some place to live in this county. And so if you would like for your family of the demographic I described to have a 1-bed, 1-bath apartment, no patio or yard, street parking, you're going to take away 1 point. If you want a 2-bed, 1-bath apartment, covered patio, covered parking spot, suite stove and refrigerator included, 2 points. And if you want a 3-bed, 1.5-bath house, a small yard, a 2-car garage, a stove, refrigerator, and dishwasher, you're going to take away 3 points. So if you had 20, take away your points. You should have a subtotal, not if you're getting it. All right. You got some place to live now. This is good. Now let's talk about how you're going to get to your job and the places that you go in the community. So if you're going to walk, bike, or take public transportation exclusively, that's 1 point. If your family is going to own 1 car and just kind of figure out how to make that work, that's 2 points. And then if your family is going to own 2 cars because that's what you think you need to get where you need to go, take away 3 points. Now you've got an 8-year-old daughter, and both of you are working. So when she comes home from school, she's coming home to an empty house. So if she's going to go home after school at 8 years of age with no adult supervision, that's what you got to do. That's just 1 point from your total. If she's going to attend a 3-day-a-week after-school program where they're going to work on homework and play outside, 2 points. If you would like her to attend a program after school that's going to be academically challenging and give her some enrichment, that's going to cost you 3 points. All right, now your little peanut, she's not in school full-time yet. So she's got to get back and forth to preschool maybe, or she's a pretty demanding, high-energy little kid, so we got to have somebody watching this child. So if you're lucky enough to have a neighbor or family member that's going to watch your little one, you're going to take away 1 point. If your child attends a child care program, but they're just keeping her alive and loving her, they're not doing any special stuff with her, that's 2 points. And if she's going to attend a quality accredited child care program, then that's going to be 3 points. All right. Kids are taken care of, you got a place to live, you got a car, things are going great. All right, let's talk about food access. If you were going to purchase groceries that are largely low cost, shelf stable, a lot of grains and carbs, take away 1 point. You're going to stretch that food dollar, but you're going to have some long-term health benefits or negatives perhaps. If you want mixed meals and snacks, so some of the not so good for you stuff that's a little less expensive and some of the good stuff, including some lean meats, fresh fruits and vegetables, that's 2 points. And if you want to just eat the good stuff to fuel up your body the way it should be, nutritious stuff, fresh fruits and vegetables, a specialty diet if someone in your household requires it, take away 3 points. All right, now I did talk about mom, did not forget mom. If you're going to leave mom, who you brought to live with you because it was not safe for her to be alone, in the house alone by herself, take away 1 point. If you are going to find 3-day-a-week care services to deliver to the home or occasional caregiver respite so you can get a break, that's 2 points. And if you would like 5-day-a-week adult daycare at a facility that provides transportation and nurses and group homes and just all kinds of cool stuff going on, that's 3 points. And also, I hope you can get into a place like that. There's lots of great places, but do they have capacities? Always going to be your question. So everybody got mom somewhere safe? All right. And now let's talk about health care. If you want no health insurance, so you have some feeling like you're going to be healthy most of the time and you'll just pay for things out of pocket as they come up, that's going to be 1 point. There's some risk to that, right? Like if you get a major catastrophic health issue, but there's also, it's a gamble you can play when you're young and healthy. If you want health insurance and it's available through your employer, but just to you, not to your family members, that's going to be 2 points. And if you want health insurance through your family, for yourself and your family through your employer, and it is available to you, take away 3 points. Okay, so now I want to pause a minute and ask for someone to tell me if they have any points left. Raise your hand if you're still doing good. Raise your hand if you have nothing left. Okay. Michael over there is a spendthrift. He's making dangerous decisions. All right. So now let's talk about what you want to have left over. Because remember, we've talked about survival-based things, like just living, having a roof over your head, being able to get where you need to go. How much money would you like to have left over after your bills are paid? If you'd like no money left over, that's 1 point. If you would like $20 in your pocket each week after all the bills are paid, that's 2 points. And if you'd like to have a crisp 50 in your pocket after all the bills are paid, that's 3 points. Who's broke now? Okay. All right. Who's got some points left? All right, Betsy. What do you got left? You got 2 points? Ooh, good. Who's got more than Betsy? You got 2? What do you got? Ooh, 3. What? Someone over here? What do you got left? Ooh, look at you, Jamie. Look at you go. Here comes an unexpected crisis. Uh-oh. Life whammy. The family car just broke down. Got to take 3 points because you're going to have to get that fixed, and that's coming out of some budget somewhere. Oh, your spouse lost one of their part-time jobs. Minus 3 points. You no longer have as much income coming in. Ooh, your daughter grew 2 inches during the middle of the school year, and literally nothing she owned at the beginning of the school year fits her any longer. Got to buy some new clothes, and that was not in the budget. Ooh, the price of gas doubles. What's going on in the Middle East, right? Okay, for each of those, if you minus 3 points, who's like severely in the negative right now? You know what Alice is experiencing, all right? So that was just a little exercise to help you understand the delicate, constant battle of trade-offs. Do I choose a short-term win or do I choose a long-term win? That's the life of Alice. I'm actually really proud to say that United Way supports a lot of excellent community organizations who are very aware of the burden on our working families and how that differs from the burden and the supports that are needed for our families that are in poverty. So I just wanted to share with you some stuff that we can put it in your minutes or get it to if you're interested. If you would like to read the full Alice report on your own, you can go to that link and I'll provide it to you. If you're like a data nerd, I'm looking at you, Mike, and you would like to read all about the methodology and how they come up with the localized budgets, then there's that methodology. It's like a 20-page document explaining the assumptions and the plus or minus of accuracy of the report. And then if you really want to have some fun and dig into this data on your own and put in different demographic sizes, you can actually go to the Alice Research Center and not only get our local data, but you could look at surrounding counties or other states. You could really have some fun with that. And I just wanted to mention that it's an honor to be here today. I'm really privileged to be here and share this information with you. If you guys have a leadership group or the board of a nonprofit or any other organization in the community you think would benefit from better understanding what our working families are going through to try to stay stable and reach that level of self-sufficiency, I'd be really happy to come and do this presentation for that group. So that's all I got. Any questions?
And I think their figure was a lot less than what a couple with 2 kids and an elderly person in the home would be. So it looks like, you can survive on about $50,000 a year, but even that's $20 an hour. My question really is that elderly person in the home getting any Social Security? Is that added into it? Okay.
I've had that same question because we're talking about working families and then we're talking about seniors, and we know that some seniors are retired or they are beyond the age where they are physically able to work. So things like a retirement plan, Social Security, any kind of financial investments that they made would be their income. So if they did not prepare for their retirement years in that way, you know what that means, right? That they are going to slide into that group of people that don't have all the services they need and may or may not be eligible for what they need. So any other questions for me? Okay, well, I will turn this mic back over.
Okay, now I'd like to introduce to you Anne Rennie, who will give us one more moment.
Okay, I'm going to need to be fined again because I just made Mike pick one more moment. So sorry. I'm having a rough Friday morning. Okay, so his lovely one more moment is "It's Not What We Profess, But What We Practice That Gives Us Integrity" by Francis Bacon. Thank you, Mike.
And I did that a little out of order, Anne. I apologize. It should have been Michael first. Here you are, Michael.
All right, we're going to do a 50-50. Get those tickets out. So we're going to read the last three digits only. Last three digits. Would you please, Liz, pull one and read the number?
All right, 578.
578. 578. All right, Jim. Pick one. We're looking for the ace of hearts. And it's the 7. Here, pick another one, Jim. Don't go away.
I just want to say the mystery's solved. Jamie gave me her sheet of paper. She filed for divorce.
608. John, is that you? 608. Hey, I remembered your numbers even though I forgot to put them in. Pick a card, any card, make sure it's an ace, and you get something like $278. $260. Well, there was actually, I already did the math, but that's all right. No? All right, pick one more. What's the number?
598.
598. Ah, Harvey! Harvey knows what's going on. Harvey's a good guy. It is. I think it's more like 270 something.
For Harvey, it's 150.
No, it's a 6 of hearts. So it rolls over. It will be over $300 next week. Please bring your dollars. Thank you.
All right, our next program on Friday, July 30th will be Howell resident Beth Smith. She's going to share information about something called Just Serve. She was recommended by Heather Eschleman, who is a frequent visitor of our club. So let's all rise for the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do. First.
Is it the truth?
Second.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third.
Will it build goodwill, friendships?
Fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Meeting adjourned.
Right.